Today's day is a opportunity for two different kinds of celebrations. One is about our progress with this big project that you see behind us that continues down the east side of the block we call Midtown Campus. And one is about a unique relationship we have with a very special group of people from Grand Rapids, namely Grand Rapids Community College. And we have a couple of announcements, and the first person I'd like to share with you this morning for that first announcement is Dr. Ann Mulder, Interim President for Grand Rapids Community College. Ann, would you come and share with us, please?
Good morning. Isn't it a beautiful morning? I want to tell you how wonderful it is to be back in Holland. I'm going to deviate from my speech just for a few minutes. I came here many years ago, and I loved Holland always, but what you have done in the downtown area is magnificent. I told my daughter, who's visiting from Florida today, make sure you come to Holland. It is the best kept surprise on all of the lakefront, and I can congratulate you for what you've done in this community. It's absolutely fantastic. I'm truly excited to be here in Holland Central City on the Jubilee Ministries Midtown campus. Grand Rapids Community College has been hoping to locate here and has been discussing the possibilities with Jubilee for several years. The yellow house that you see just beyond this first house to my right was our first involvement with Jubilee. It was a construction remodeling job training program, and that was in the fall of 2006. Jubilee is making so much happen here. There's neighborhood revitalization, there are entrepreneurial opportunities, there is vital activity that's occurring right here at one of the city's busiest intersections. They knew that education was an integral part of what they were trying to do for the people here. And we knew at Grand Rapids Community College that we had just the program and the experience and the personnel that were needed here. For some who want higher education, but they may feel intimidated by coming to a college campus, the familiarity of a neighborhood and the neighborhood setting can make all of the difference in the world. Grand Rapids Community College's mission is to provide the community with learning opportunities that enable all people to achieve their goals. Our purpose here will be to create college-ready and career-ready education, especially English as a second language, healthcare programs, English, math, reading, all of those basic courses. I hope they keep some blackboards. That will make it really wonderfully basic. The education that's needed for Michigan's changing job market, the excellence that will be needed to begin a college and a career journey and aim even higher will happen right here on this, in this facility, enabling many people to achieve those very important goals. 20 years ago, the college actually began offering courses in the Holland area as a result of a partnership with the Ottawa Area Intermediate School Districts. And in the fall of 2000, we increased our presence in our programming with the opening of the Thompson MTech. In the fall of 2006, a new partnership with West Ottawa School District, and that was formed to offer evening courses at the North High School facility. This past fall, our partnership with Holland was increased again with Grand Valley State University, and we announced then a joint effort between the Grand Rapids Community College Lakeshore campus and Grand Valley State University, their Meyer campus, in a degree completion program for adults. So we've been busy here in the Holland area. These educational partnerships have been successful in the growth of our Lakeshore campus. And for some who want higher education, but may feel intimidated, as I said, by coming back to a college, this setting will make the difference. We thought this was what was needed here. We had a high hurdle to overcome, and that, of course, was finances. But the Jubilee people and Mayor McGann made the contacts, and some of you here today were those who were contacted, and that got us over the hurdle, and our deep, deep appreciation to you. I know we have limited time this morning, but I want to acknowledge some people who've made this opportunity for Grand Rapids Community College a reality. People are important, and I'm going to name some of the names of our board members who are here: Rick Verberg, Jem Magini, Terry Hanlon, and Ellen James, and thank you. First, these trustees have really believed in this project as well, and we could not have done it without their support. Kurt Busch, Jubilee's CEO, is going to be at the podium here in a moment, as he was here previously, and I want to thank him, Kurt, for your vision. I want to thank Jay Peters, Mayor McGeehan, who worked so hard to raise the dollars that were needed. It was not an easy job, and we are ever so grateful. Especially these days, I know it has been difficult, but you have helped to bring that vision into focus. We are all incredibly pleased. Finally, all of the donors who are here, I want to thank you for your generosity. We are going to be able to start our courses here as soon as this facility is completed, and we thank you so much for helping to make that a reality. The total money raised at this point, I think, was $278,500, and that is impressive. Thank you. One last person to mention, and certainly not the least, Dan Clark. Would you wave your hand? Dan is our man in town here. He's the executive director of the Lakeshore campus, and he is really our go-to man in Holland. And Dan, thank you for your belief and all that you have done to make this happen. It's been very enjoyable to be a part of this celebration, and even more so to thank you for so much, to thank all of you for your hard work, for your generous donations, for your belief in this dream. Thanking people who believe in education is a joyful thing to do, and it's one of my favorite jobs, always has been one of my favorite jobs when I've served as a president, and I am so pleased to be able to do it today. After our brief program, I'd like for you to join me or other members of our staff for a quick tour of this new space in Ottawa County. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ann. And now I'd like to introduce to you, many of you know this person. We know him as Mayor Al. And I can't think of a grander cheerleader, a grander partner in our community as this Central City evolves. So with no further comment, Al, would you come and share some comments with us this morning? Thank you, Kurt. 44 years ago, I came walking down the sidewalk of 15th Street. I walked up this sidewalk. I walked through these doors. I walked into that classroom in the top right-hand corner, room 309, and I began my teaching career for the Holland Public Schools. And you better believe me, I've got goosebumps this morning as I stand here. This mayor is a teacher. First and foremost, I received my educational training at Hope College to become a classroom teacher for young people in this city. And for 14 years, I taught here. And then 16 years at Holland High School. And when I retired from full-time with the Holland Public Schools, I stayed on for another dozen years in a part-time capacity. I am first and foremost a teacher of our kids. And ladies and gentlemen, during all of those years that I taught for Holland Public Schools, I said to my students, study hard, achieve, work, get great grades. The diploma is important to you. And when you secure that high school diploma, that will open employment opportunities for you, that you will be able to form a working partnership with a company. If you work hard for them as hard as you did in school, they will provide you with a salary, with fringe benefits. You will work for that company, and the day you retire, they will even take care of some of your needs and expenses long after your full-time work has come to an end. I was a history teacher. And by encouraging young people to get a diploma, and that would allow them to form a relationship with a business that would last a lifetime, that really is ancient history now, isn't it? The world has changed since I walked down this sidewalk. The world has even changed since I left full-time teaching with Holland Public in 1995. Today, employees have a less of a
of a relationship and a compact with employers, because employees like to look around and shop around and move around and go from job to job. And employees know that their employers are constantly in a state of flux, trying to keep up with productivity issues and competition issues. As much as I encouraged my students over the years to get a high school diploma, today a high school diploma, while important, it's not a key to anything except the next step in one's educational process. A year ago, this community, not just the city, but this community, business, elected leaders, institutional leaders, answered a call by Brian Walker from Herman Miller to come into a conversation about the educational future of this community and of this region. And where we used to talk about K-12 education, we now talk about pre-K-12 education. But we realize by ending the conversation with the number 12 no longer fits the world in which we live. Today, as a city, as a community, as a region, we must talk about pre-K through 12, through 14, through 16, and beyond. And truly, lifelong learning is something that we need to have immediate, adjacent, right here in our community and every community across this state. The world has changed. I am a very, very strong supporter of an effort that's going on in the state of Michigan today called Michigan's Defining Moment. There are people a lot more intelligent and smarter than I who have laid a groundwork and tried to point us in the right direction of where Michigan needs to go in order to compete with the rest of the world. This is about a 60-page document, but there's one quote in here that I think is relevant to where we are today. A gentleman for whom I have a great deal of respect, Mr. Lou Glazer, has simply said this: Michigan has a choice. Either we get younger and better educated, or we get poorer. Today, more than 900 Ottawa County students who are just out of high school, and students who are between jobs and job descriptions, are on the road traveling to downtown Grand Rapids to access the programming that's available to them at the Grand Rapids Community College. That means that those individuals from our city, from our community, have to have jobs in order to afford a car, put gas in that car, pay the insurance in that car. They have to have time to drive to Grand Rapids. They have to find a place to park in Grand Rapids. They have to do all that and then go into that educational setting. Fortunately for us, the Board of Trustees at the Grand Rapids Community College recognize their mission in Kent County and Grand Rapids, but understand the need that exists 30 miles to the west. We understand here in Holland that you are obligated to the taxpayers of Kent County, who pay a millage for the programming that you deliver. But how glad I am that we're here this morning, that we have found a way, publicly and privately and institutionally, to bring that programming right here to the central part of the city and combine it with this campus, which ever since 1912, almost 100 years, has been an educational destination in Holland, Michigan. Again, we understand your obligation to the taxpayers of Kent County. And when we talked about bringing the programming here, you were very upfront. Mayor Al, we can't just give this to you. Holland is going to have to take a step on its own. And you challenged us. You said you find $250,000 from the Holland community, and we will commit to bringing that programming to Holland for a 3-year period of time. So the calls were made. The letters were written. And I must tell you, Ann, it was not a difficult job at all. Because the folks you see standing around here, and folks, we recognize the businesses, the individuals, the institutions who are represented here, save for one contact who said, I believe in this, but I just can't right now, every other person who was asked said, count me in. Everyone save one who wanted to and said, I just can't at this time. Holland, Michigan gets it. Holland, Michigan understands that education is our city and our community's key to the future. And I must mention the future. Because even as we gather and celebrate the reopening of these doors for educational purposes, we have to admit this agreement, this partnership, takes us 3 years down the road. That's all. And at the end of 3 years, a giant question mark. Friends, neighbors, whether you live in 49423 or 49424, we have, as the Educational Summit pointed out in Zeeland a year ago, we have a need to find a more permanent solution to this post-high school educational delivery system for our city and our community. Yes, we've got Hope College. Yes, we have Davenport. Yes, we have an extension campus of Grand Valley State University. Yes, we've got Grand Rapids Community College and the MTech Center. We have that, and as the summit pointed out, we yet need even more. I want to continue the challenge here this morning. Over the next 3 years, Holland community, we must step forward and find a permanent solution to what happens in Holland after the senior year of high school. We are one of the largest population areas and one of the larger geographic areas in the entire state of Michigan without a community college. Grand Rapids Community College today is providing us with a bridge to our future. We have to find where that landing point is as we cross that bridge together. And I know that there are business leaders, there are institutional leaders out there who understand and recognize the challenge that we have before us. I pledge to work with any group of individuals from our community who want to work over the next 3 years to put in place a proposal to the community. And I don't know what that looks like right now, but a proposal that will take us in years 4 and beyond. But for this morning, to all those who said yes, $278,000 and yet more committed. Holland, Michigan, I couldn't be more proud as your teacher mayor for what you have done and what you have always done to help to secure our future. We can't solve all the problems of the world, we know that, but we can solve some of the issues that confront us right here in our greater hometown. I'm just proud to be part of the solution. Thank you, Kurt.
Well, I hope you realize there's a lot of passion up here in this part of the yard right now. And I want to add to that just for a couple of moments. I have some things written down here, but as I listen to both Ann and Al, Bev, please forgive me, I've got to spin just a little bit. About 3 years ago, maybe 4, a gentleman by the name of Reverend David Kuhl had this crazy idea of looking at this campus area and saying there's got to be something that can be done with this block as Holland High School and Holland Community Schools are going through this transition. And he had the wild idea of securing this block for just exactly what you heard represented this morning so far. A collaboration, a coming together, a synergy of activity around this space that would make a difference in the life and the activity of Holland, Michigan. Close to that time, I bumped into this guy named Dan Clark, who said, we need some houses to work on for a community project for one of our certificate programs. That happened. And it was out of that conversation that what we're doing today was spun. Ladies and gentlemen, we've come a long way in 4 years. And we're here to celebrate that, certainly not with only just Grand Rapids Community College, but there's some other folks out here who have committed to being a part of this. In fact, this building behind us, we call the Midtown Center, is 80% full. 80% full. They're waiting to get in these doors. And in order to share some of that with you, I've got a few folks here listed, and I'm going to look in the crowd. This is going to help me. If you're a tenant here in our great new facility, would you raise your hand? Because I'm looking for Bert Hara. Bert, are you out there? Bert and Leroy. These folks are from La Oupe. Please don't hesitate to touch base with them. Latin Americans United for Progress will be in this building, also helping with English as a second language and GED work. We're very excited to have them here. They have a 25-year history in this community, and this is a big step for them, and we're excited to have them with us. We also have joining us a group called Young Life. Many of you are familiar with Young Life. Any Young Life reps out there today? Anybody at all? I know Jay Lindell and a bunch of those folks are in Young Life camps. Young Life has made a big impact in the youth community here in Holland, and we're excited to have them share with us in this. Daryl Pierce, where are you? I just saw you a minute ago. Daryl Pierce out there is with Real Life Fellowship. Real Life Fellowship is a new church that just got its start about 3 years ago. They're already worshiping 250 to 300 people on Sunday morning. They'll be up in this beautiful auditorium on Sunday mornings. About 100 Hope College students attend that church every year. Sue Van Weingarten and Bob, are you here? They're back there in the line up there. They are going to be with Midtown Counseling Center. We're kind of excited about that because they spun their name out of our Midtown Center concept. Ann Peugeot, Joel Tanis, are you here? These folks are with Ingest, and they will be having a space up there, creative arts and design. We're excited to have them with us as well. And as I look out there, I see Kevin Phillips from National City. We got anybody from Mac Bank here today? Anybody in the crowd? These two organizations have come alongside us, and they're going to strengthen our position financially so we can get these kinds of projects finished as we have promised the community. But what I really want to talk just briefly about is our second phase. The dream that we had was to do the entire block. EEFL, which is the building on River Avenue, which is only 10 years younger than this building behind me, is going to be the home of 26 senior citizen families. And we're excited about that. In order to get that kicked off, we're going to start our second phase of fundraising. We've met our goal for the building we're in right now, which is behind us, Midtown Center. We got a lot of work to do, and we're excited about that work that lays ahead of us. We want that senior citizen activity to happen. We want it to happen within the next 18 to 24 months, if not sooner. Danny Sturdivant, I saw you here earlier. Danny Sturdivant is with Dwelling Place. Dwelling Place has come in alongside of us as a partner on that, and some of you already know that. But you need to know that they're eager to get to work, and in order to facilitate that activity, we've got to get this second phase ready to go. And we're very excited about that because we truly are committed to this block being a catalyst for change in this community. And that catalyst for change means enabling people to access everything that they need, whether it's education, whether it's community services, or whether it's housing. We want them to be able to access that through this block. And I hope, too, that people will begin to understand that this block is a model of sorts. A lot of different things were said about these old buildings over the last 5 years, and one thing is for sure, you can't knock them over. You just can't knock them over. And if you go inside this building and take a peek, you'll understand why. These are huge buildings. They're like castles. They're like castles. And they stand as a testament to this community for not only the past 100 years of vision and excitement about this block, but they're going to continue to be that for the next 100 years. And we're very excited about that. So, with that in mind, there's a few board members from Jubilee. If you would just raise your hand a minute, I would like you to pester these people a little bit because there's a lot of vision in these folks, and they want to see this thing bubble. There's some of you out there that have a little orange dot right here. If you see an orange dot out there and you're from the media, you can feel free to pester the heck out of those people, because they've got a lot to share with you as well. And we're going to continue our work at communicating and connecting with businesses, individuals, even folks who went to high school here, alumnus, to get on board and get this whole project done in the next 12 to 18 months. So with that in mind, I invite all of you to be ready for a brief conversation. And we will be looking for you, and we will be hoping that you will join us in this opportunity to both empower and enable this community through this city block. Thank you very much for coming here. There's some refreshments. This building is open. Please wander through and take a look, and kind of stand out of the way a little bit, because there are contractors in this crowd that have been with us from day one who, there's many of them out there who want to get back in here and get this place finished up and ready to go, because the old Grand Rapids Community College is on their tail, along with the church and along with Young Life and along with LAU, and these folks are eager to take part in this project. Thank you again for being here. Have a good morning.